Well, we changed seasons here on Earth yesterday. Also preparing to enter a new season, the sun. Though this will last a little bit longer than an Earth season.
The words space weather may conjure up images of intergalactic tornadoes and star-filled blizzards. But as Chief Meteorologist Matt Schaefer explores, it actually refers to something completely different.
I'm quite familiar with weather. It's the state of the atmosphere in terms of what we feel and experience every day. Things like temperature, pressure, wind, and precipitation, but space weather is a little bit outside of my world of expertise, so that's why I talked with a solar physicist.
There's sunspots, solar flares, coronal mass ejection. They're all features that occur on the sun, and these all have intense magnetic fields that store lots of energy. If we track the occurrence of these features over a long period of time, we find that their appearance is cyclic, going from times of very little activity during solar minimum, ramping up to times of lots of activity near solar maximum before declining again. And this is the 11-year solar cycle.
While Earth cycles are called seasons and indicate changing weather, these cycles on the sun really track the changing intensities of solar activity.
So currently we are in solar cycle minimum, and we're entering a new solar cycle. And so we're at the low point, the period when there's very little activity. And as the solar cycle progresses, we'll enter a phase of increasing activity where activity will continue to rise, eventually reaching solar maximum near 2025.
The first 24 solar cycles have taken us from when scientists started tracking them in 1755 to now, when we're about to enter cycle 25. So, okay, this is cool, but how does it actually affect life on Earth?
Well, I wouldn't expect that we would notice too terribly much. I mean, a lot of what's going on is occurring outside of the protective barrier of the Earth's magnetic field. We certainly have protections in place. Space Weather Prediction Center is monitoring the space weather, making forecasts so that power companies, airlines, other organizations can be prepared. Sometimes geomagnetic storms can cause disruptions in communication satellites, so you might experience more dropped calls than normal.
The good news is, as we rely on technology more than ever, the most recent cycle was the fourth weakest in history, and the prognosis for the next cycle that will last for the next 9 to 13 years is good too.
We anticipate that solar cycle 25 will be another fairly weak cycle.
Space weather isn't just viewed as a threat, however, and there are a few cool things we can expect to see over the next few years.
Earth has a magnetic field that kind of acts like our shield, and so as these extreme, these high energy particles hit the Earth, they are redirected by the Earth's magnetic field up into the poles, and then they are driven downward into the polar regions. As they enter the atmosphere, they are heated, and it causes them to light up, producing these spectacular phenomena known as aurora.
In addition to the increase in northern lights over the next 5 years or so, it may make our next solar eclipse even more special.
This last solar eclipse was at a time period of very little activity, and so there wasn't a whole lot going on in the sun at that time. So hopefully as we move into solar maximum leading up to that solar eclipse, we'll have a little bit more activity to see on the sun for that eclipse.
So there you have it. While a major solar storm could impact things like the power grid or cell phone reception, NASA, NOAA, and other agencies have plans in place to protect us from it. Plus, we have some cool things to look forward to in the future. For WQOW News 18, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Schaefer.
Well, Dr. Upton says that the increase in solar storms could also pose a risk to astronauts working outside the International Space Station or on future expeditions to the moon.
Just another reason why forecasting these events is important.